Well, hi, it's Jennifer. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this particular video. Today, I am starting off by going in to see my son. He's at a tattoo appointment right now. It's 12:13. He's probably got about 20 minutes left, just a little bit of time. But I wanted to go check out his tattoo, do some recording, and see what they've been working on today. How's it been feeling? It's looking, of course, absolutely amazing. Oh, we've been finishing this panel over here, I see. Wow. My son is currently in the numbing process. Erin is able to apply a numbing spray once the skin has been broken, so she will usually do the main portion of the design for the day, and then toward the end she is able to spray the numbing spray, put a little saran wrap on there, wait about 5-10 minutes, and then it'll numb the skin enough to give a little bit of a break for the final details of the appointment. And as always, we will be talking about all different types of topics. Erin is always so sweet to ask me about my YouTube channel. Of course, I'm there filming, so she's always checking in. We're going to start off talking about my YouTube channel, and then we talk about ADHD, we talk about date nights, and I'll have music playing along in the background as well, because she does have her music playing during the appointment, and I never want to go in there and ask her to turn off her music so I can record. I want the artist to be fully at peace and comfortable in her space. Like I mentioned in the first part of the video in the text, this video was filmed back in early April. It's still very early spring. The ravens are still in town. I'll be meeting you in the truck after this appointment. I'm going to grab a bite to eat. Then we're going to head over to the Pack Rat Antique store and peruse around there. And then we will end the video at the Pack Rat. You know, I listened to this amazing video early on. And I don't even know how I ended up finding this lady, but she did a financial channel. So that was what her channel was about, was just like finances. She did retirement. I randomly saw she did one video on YouTube though, and she was talking about YouTube growth. And she was saying that in her line of work, she would speak at larger events and bigger stadiums for whatever it was that she did. And she's like, so when your channel is growing, she's like, imagine you're on a stage or you're in a room and you're talking to that amount of people. And at that time, that was like within the first month, I probably had like 5 blessed souls who were like, you know, I'll follow this lady doing this like 30 video challenge. And she's like, imagine if you were standing in a room or you were on a stage and you were talking to, say, that number of people. And that was the best perspective. Right? Like, I mean, in my own real life, I'm a really reserved type of person. I mean, I have talked like at church events and things of that nature. But I thought that was such a great perspective.
That would make me so nervous to think about sitting in a room of like 400 people.
Yes.
But it does put it in perspective.
But
it's like, that's how many people want to hear you and what you have to say.
Or when you think of what would be considered maybe a small channel would be like probably 10,000 subscribers. And think, well, if you're speaking in a stadium with 10,000, and of course, obviously not like all of them watch at once, but that idea of, I mean, that's significant.
Yeah.
For one human.
Absolutely.
Or even 1,000. And I'm glad that I kind of dove in and did a full immersion style, I would say, sort of by accident. But I do need to bring, I think, a little more balance. I'm the type of person that when I get working on a project, I will put my nose to the grindstone and I'm like on it.
That's a very ADHD trait.
Well, and then I will neglect
until it just disappears one day.
And then I'll be like, oh, that's right, there's the rest of my life. I've got the rest of my life that I'm supposed to actually be plugging into, but I am like so in the zone. I am so focused on it. And I'm like, okay, that we've got to do something about that. Yeah, I need to make an appointment with my doctor because I do want to go get the ADHD test. The more I've thought about it and I observe my behaviors now in a different way, especially with so much information now out about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh gosh, I think it's me. I think that's me, and I think that explains my struggles also with my schedule and my organization and the way that I do things.
Yeah, people, I feel like, often don't seek diagnosis because they're like, well, I don't think I want medications or that's scary, but I think there's a lot of validity in just having the diagnosis and then being able to find the resources tailored to the way your brain works, and the podcast tailored to it, and the advice tailored to it, and just all the things that you can implement to help yourself.
I think that's what I desperately need, because I think it's too easy to like make yourself wrong, and you think, oh, but I should be doing this, this, and this, but yet my brain just honestly, like, that sounds great, but that's not the way that I actually execute my life.
Yeah, there's so many pieces of advice online and systems and hacks that I'm like, whose brain works this way? That they can actually do these things, and it makes you feel like less than, or like, oh, am I just lazy or broken, or like, why can't I do this?
Yes. I know sometimes I think I'm too old to be having like any issues here, but I do think that might be an issue for me.
And that's a big, I feel like women, and especially women who are no longer like children or in school, people just kind of forget that they might have ADHD, and it falls by the wayside, and it can be very like debilitating, all the shoulds and the coulds without any explanation.
My goodness, yes.
But I just, I had one of our apprentices just go to somebody to see if she had it, and I've got a few places that do diagnosis.
I would love to. Yes, I would love that.
Because you'll have to go to a neuro.
I was going to say, do I need to get a referral, like from a doctor, or you can just?
Well, maybe if you need your insurance to cover it, but I don't know if insurance would cover it necessarily. Maybe it'd be worth asking for sure.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's either like middle age, hormonal change, menopause things, or maybe it's just exacerbated like what was already there.
I think once you have the thought too, it becomes more like, not that it's getting worse, but you're noticing it happen.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
No, it was me. You're noticing the symptoms more, so you think it's happening more, but it's like you're more likely to just be like, oh, wait, I'm doing this.
Yeah, see, and I my ability to focus on a topic with an intensity has been something that's been with me for so long, but it is really finding the balance in all the other categories.
Yes. And sometimes the topic, you have no will or control over what it is, and you're like, I'm just going to hyper-focus on this niche thing for 10 hours.
Right, and then like you say too, like until it fizzles out, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and then you're just
Yes, and like I don't want that with my YouTube channel. Like I want to, continue on. It's something I'd like to do long term. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was that way with like when I did Taiko. When I did Taiko, I went in.
Every hobby I've ever had, I don't really have anymore. I still enjoyed it, but I can't relate to having a hobby your entire life.
Yes.
And I do have things that I cycle through. Like I'll be really into the planner and then forget about it for a couple years, and then get back on the planner and then forget about it for a couple years. It's almost like I need time to desensitize myself from the joy of it, and then I bring it back in.
That is so me as well. Just suffering a little bit. And she's like, ooh, we should put you on progesterone. But then like the main vehicle for progesterone is peanut oil. So she had to send my stuff over here to Bernie's, this compounding pharmacy over here, so that they could make it. All right, do you have another client?
It's our date night tonight, so I need to think of something to do.
Do you guys normally go out, or do you stay home? Depends.
We're at home people.
I love that, sorry.
Yeah, so it's usually a house activity.
Love it.
I wanted to, this doesn't feel like much of a date night, but so I kind of want to force us out of to go out sometimes, and that's the only way we'll voluntarily
And
do
I was going to say, do you find it difficult to get out and do things?
Yeah. Because neither of us love being out.
Yeah.
Unless it's like
you have to
or something. But we don't like go out to dinner or like do activities
I love the idea of writing down ideas, right? Because then it kind of takes away that like decision fatigue as well.
Yes. And we have to be, I think, knowing us, we'll have to say like, no, you cannot redraw.
Oh my goodness. Yes. No redrawing.
Yeah.
Whatever we pick and we do. His father is returning home from deployment. I'm not sure exactly where he was. Like next week. And his brother just recently returned. His brother's in Texas. His brother just recently returned from deployment. The father is going to be arriving, whatever base it is there in Texas. And then, so the dad is coming home. The brother's already there. The dad is coming home. This particular brother hasn't met Lydia yet, and he's married, has children. And the father also hasn't met Lydia yet. Now, Lydia has met Brogan's mom and some of the other siblings. So I think they wanted to wait until like they met. Like, and I do appreciate that about his parents. His parents are like, that it was that important enough for them, and that they invested like that, which was really sweet. So I guess the brother got a signing bonus. And at first, Lydia, she had asked me, she's like, what do you think? She's like, do you think should I accept it? And I was like, absolutely. I'm like, because you know what, if they wanted to bless you like that, it was that important, like, that's a really special gift. Like, absolutely.
Yeah. With
gratitude and graciousness, and I just thought that was really, really precious. It looks amazing.
What time is the convention?
10 to 6?
Okay. You just walk around shirtless.
Strut the stuff.
Strut the stuff.
I do not have the body for that. I love red. You know, I'm so glad. I love the fact that it's the same red.
It is the real red. I'm excited
So good that first day of that.
Yep.
Erin, when did you paint her?
When?
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
My son's appointment is all finished. I got to spend about 40 minutes there. Originally, when I was coming here to this appointment, he was going to be having a shorter appointment because he's going to an event that's outside of our city. So I thought maybe I was going to have about 15 minutes to hang out with him before he headed out to that event. But I ended up being able to spend time there for about 40 minutes. So that was wonderful. I am honestly in desperate need of coffee. I kind of fancy a large cup of coffee with 6 cream from McDonald's. And I'm really craving McDonald's French fries. And I like to get them. I don't know how I heard this, but when you go to McDonald's, you can request cook to order. That way, then when you get your fries, they are fresh. I am at McDonald's. I have my coffee, hallelujah, and I've got some fries. And I also went to Carl's Jr. and I got a burger with a knife and fork because I'm not going to eat the bun. It's a guacamole burger. It doesn't look very pretty, but it's really delicious. I also got it without the tomato. All right, I will let you go. I will see you when we head over to the Pack Rat. I was just driving around heading toward the antique shop, which is just the next street over. This is where my daughter got her wedding dress. I'm going to be showing that in a future video. But here are some ravens right here. It's sprinkling out right now. This is the famous windmill of Spinard. It's in a business's parking lot here called Chilkoot Charlie's, and we call this place Coots. But I have got a short on my channel where I capture, I mean, it was just like the perfect timing, where a raven comes in and flies and then lands on one of those fins and slightly spins the windmill. Yeah, pretty cool. Iconic little landmark here in the neighborhood of Spinard. We are heading into the Pack Rat, which is an antique secondhand store. There are a lot of consigners that have their booths and their sections in this store. We actually have, in fact, I'm going to show you later on when I head upstairs. I used to have a Coke theme for my bathroom, like Coca-Cola drink, because there was a time when Walmart had, this was years ago. I mean, we were living back in Montana, so this was like, you know, in the early 2000s. Walmart had a vintage Coca-Cola like bathroom set theme. I don't know if any of you remember it. And I kept that set with me for years. And then I would buy antique Coca-Cola items at stores and old signs. And, you know, I would do these painted themes in the bathrooms, and it looked like a little antique shop. There are the Cola Wars here in my home. I, of course, am a diehard Coca-Cola fan. It is, without question, the best soda of the colas and the best soda in general. But my husband is a diehard Pepsi fan. So I did do a second bathroom in a Pepsi theme, and it was the same kind of vintage antique style. And here we ended up donating those. They're like those aluminum signs that you might find at a gas station or in a garage, and they're still here. They're up in the upstairs, and I'll show those to you in a little bit. We're going to pan around, and there is a photo of the white raven. There it is right there. I was friends with this photographer. We would often be out together, and of course she is a serious amateur photographer. I was just a lady with her cell phone. I own a copy of that photo. It was so pretty. It was when the white raven was taking off from the ground in a parking lot, and it was just a beautiful capture. I have been in love with this penguin painting for years. What I need to do is just buy this painting. It's so cute. I have a painting that I've purchased from here. I've purchased a couple of different items from this store. There's all kinds of wonderful treasures to look at here. It's always so much fun. I was so thankful that I was able to record in the store. I was given, though, very specific parameters in which I could record. I was not allowed to record any of like those glass display cases that, you know, usually you'll see in stores like this. I was not able to have any of those in my video whatsoever. And I had to just kind of stick to mainly the general open areas like this. And then I also made sure when I was done, when I checked out, that I showed them what I recorded. That way they felt good with the footage that I had, and I had their full permission. And I hope that helped them to feel more comfortable with me recording in there. So I was very thankful that they allowed me to gather all of this for my YouTube channel, and it was wonderful. And I do end up picking up a couple of items. I had been at this point doing my glucose hacks for the vinegar hack by Jessie and Shaspe, and that's in my glucose playlist. And I found a really cool ice cube tray that is similar to an ice cube tray that Jessie had in her book. And one of the hacks was to make little apple cider, or you could do any vinegar, but little vinegar ice cubes, and you could put those into a sparkling water as a way to do the vinegar hack. And then I found a really cool colander, and I've loved it to this day. It's all these months later. I love going to stores like this and thrift shops as well for home decor items, clothing items. I love to find a bargain, and I love to find something fabulous that I needed for a really great price. We meaning the family, so we've been remodeling my home now for a couple of years, and we've purchased a lot of items that we've used in the building material off of Facebook and Craigslist, from brick to flooring to, if you've ever seen any of my part of my videos with any of my home interior where there is corrugated metal, that we got from a salvage company who tore down a century-old cannery in the Kenai Peninsula, and it's some of my favorite material that's in the house. But I love going to places like this, finding items that I need or that I fall in love with and think are fabulous, and getting them at a really great price. Now, I do pay full price for some things, like we have granite that we have in our kitchen and on our fireplace that we did not salvage, which would have been wonderful if we could have. But a lot of the things that are in my home we've purchased off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or a secondhand store, antique store like this, or thrift shops. Oh, and here is the Pepsi sign. Oh, both of those right there hung in our Pepsi bathroom, and I'm surprised that they're still there. And I ended up getting both of these colanders. I had some older plastic ones. I had a mixture of metal and plastic, but I was looking to get rid of the plastic ones, and those were a great purchase. And don't you just love it when things are packaged with care? Look how beautifully this is prepared for me to go home. Here's everything. I got this candy right here. One of my daughters really loves it. The two ladies that were behind the counter were absolutely wonderful. I had to be really careful when I recorded in there. I wasn't allowed to show any of the display cases and quite a few of the areas around, because they deal with a lot of theft, which I hadn't thought about. So what I did was I recorded all in the areas that you'll see, or that you did see actually, because I'll be having this at the end of the video. And then I went to the counter and I had the wonderful ladies who were behind there look at everything and give their approval. So it was really sweet. Look how cute this is. Isn't this great? I love finding art and graffiti. It was wonderful to walk through the store. I love the little items I got. I need to upgrade some of my kitchen supplies and have fun stuff to record for my ASMR videos, which I'm really enjoying. I will go ahead and sign off here in this little video, but I'm going to try to see if I can get some more Raven footage, and if so, I'll go ahead and put that in there. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.